Have you ever stopped to wonder why some of Britain's oldest buildings still have windows that have survived 400 years? Not timber windows, but slender wrought iron casements that still open and close today. These are amongst some of the most overlooked achievements of British craftsmanship because they combine the skills of the blacksmith, the glazier, and the mason into a single engineered object. I'm going to show you how one such flat frame can be glazed with a traditional leaded glass window. It's a tricky business, but I'll walk you through the process, starting right now. To understand wrought iron windows, we must go back to medieval churches. By the 12th century, masons had developed vaulting stone tracery, while glaziers created stained glass held together with lead cames. These fragile panels required support, and that came in the form of iron saddle bars, glazing bars, often known as ferramenta bars, forged by blacksmiths. In many ways, domestic wrought iron windows evolved directly from these ecclesiastical early technologies. At the same time, glass production improved, making small leaded panes more widely available. But there was still a problem. Fixed windows made interiors dark, smoky, and poorly ventilated. The solution was simple but ingenious. Blacksmiths began forging small opening casements within larger fixed windows, allowing controlled ventilation without sacrificing light. By the 17th century, these casements became a standard feature of domestic architecture. What makes these windows remarkable is that they were engineered long before engineering became a profession. Every hinge, latch, and joint was made by the experienced blacksmith. They were forged from wrought iron, a material with a fibrous internal structure created by repeated heating and hammering. This gave it both strength and flexibility. Unlike cast iron, which is brittle, wrought iron can bend and move with a building. That is why so many still function today, despite centuries of structural movement. In many ways, they're self-adjusting systems, quietly accommodating the shifting of timber and brick and stone around them. In the late 17th century, the sash window emerged, offering larger panes of glass, improved weather protection, and a new aesthetic suited to the Georgian style of architecture. But wrought iron casements still didn't disappear. They continued in farmhouses, cottages, workshops, and church buildings well into the 19th century. Wrought iron windows represent a moment when craftsmanship, material knowledge, and necessity came together in perfect balance. They're not just architectural features, they're working systems that have quietly served buildings for hundreds of years, and remarkably, many of them are still doing exactly that today. So let's have a look at this flat frame that we have on our bench, and as you can see here, it's an entirely flat profile. There are some holes dotted throughout the perimeter of the frame. Now we're going to make our window to fit the frame so that it just has the holes at the very edge perimeter of the leads, and we're going to mark on the leads where each of those holes presents itself, and then we're going to solder some ties in place. So I'm just abrading the surface of the lead first of all. I've made these little copper ties that are going to be soldered onto the leaded window, applying a little bit of flux first of all, and then soldering each copper tie into position. After all the ties are soldered into position, we offer up the leaded glass window again, and then very carefully push down each of the copper ties through the hole, the corresponding hole in the frame. A little bit fiddly to do, but we want to make sure that we get all of the copper ties threaded through the holes so that the panel is as flat as it can be against the frame profile itself. We'll turn the panel over and secure it to the frame using copper ties that we've already pre-installed. After the panel has been tied using the copper ties, we snip off the excess copper wire that sticks through the holes, and then we apply some more flux and add some little plugs that I've made to each of the holes in preparation for actually soldering the plugs with a spot of blowpipe solder. Just enough to plug up the hole on the reverse side of the frame. Now they sit proudly like little button joints that have to be filed down before the window can be re-hinged. So we use a little file to file down these little button solder joints. I'm going to have to paint the frame again because it does get a little bit scuffed up during this process. So now the window is secured to the frame. Now there is a gap all the way around that we need to fill before it goes back into position. Otherwise water will seep between the frame and the leaded panel. Generally speaking, I would normally just use a white traditional putty, a multi-purpose putty like this. But what I find a time-saving thing to do, and again another little pro hack for you, is to darken down the putty before you apply it to the frame. A blackening agent such as this is a stove grate polish, so it's a polish that's used to polish down the wood burning stoves, etc. A couple of little squishes of this into our putty mix will darken it down. You'll end up with a nice sort of putty mix like this, which is really good for applying directly to the frame. So here is our putty, and to this we're going to add our colouring agent. So we're working this putty down to a nice sort of black consistency. I don't think we're ever going to get it jet black, but a nice dark colour that blends in well with the wrought iron work, the painted down black wrought iron work. So there we have our final panel installed into the flat wrought iron frame with the black putty all the way around. We're just going to let this settle down and we're going to give it a final clean before we take it back to site to install into the church. If you've enjoyed today's video, please check out this video next as you continue your journey in the wonderful world of stained glass. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.